Can someone please save me? I don't care about being a girl boss anymore. I don't care. I don't care about being an independent woman. I don't care. Someone save me. Please? I can cook. I can clean. I can grocery shop. I'm really good at laundry. I fold laundry really good. I can fold a fitted sheet. I can bake. I'm really good at cooking. I already said that, but I'm really good at cooking. Shopping. Just wifey stuff. Like, I don't care. I finished my nursing prereqs. I was gonna go to nursing school. I don't care. I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. Okay? I'm good. Put a ring on me. I'll pop out babies. Not yet, but like I will. In the future. I'm also good at...
Now, these men may not be attracted to men, but they are certainly homosocial. They are obsessed with the opinion of men, and that's who they're trying to impress. They're not buying clothes to impress a woman. They're not buying a house to impress a woman. They're not buying these cars to impress a woman. They're not buying these cars, these watches, these chains. None of this is for women. They're not popping bottles in the club to impress women. It is the craziest thing. I feel like now when I go out, you could just tell, like, men are so focused on impressing other men. They do not care about a woman. It is one of the most interesting shifts ever, I feel like, from my parents' generation to our generation. And by that same token, they're not looking for the approval of women. They're looking for the approval of other men. Like, they're social climbing within circles of men. They're highly impressed by other men that have more than them or do more than them or seemingly are ahead of them in life. It's so bizarre. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but the men have truly decentered women at this point. And I think that's why a lot of athletes and rappers end up dating the same girls and passing them around, because it's a status symbol to be with that woman for other men. They couldn't care less about the actual girl.
So because men decide to do whatever they're doing and to not bother y'all, then all of a sudden they like... Then all of a sudden you like each other. What?
Day 2 of trying to find a man somewhere other than the bar. I went to the coffee shops today, downtown. I spent $9 on a coffee that was literally this big, 3 sips. So now I know where to not find a man, because if a man is spending that much on 3 sips, he doesn't know quality. I need to find a man that knows quality. Other problem, all girls. Are we in a drought? Is there a shortage of men? Because every time I go out, all women. Again, love that we're living in such a safe world for girls. But I don't think I'm gonna go to the other side. I don't know. Unfortunately, it's not a choice. Liking men it's not a choice, because if it was, I would choose the other. Have you seen women? Have you seen men? It's not a choice.
There are so many comments like this that say, oh, you women, you picked the bear. First of all, you don't know me. You saw 1 second. What does this have to do with the bear? And actually, if you knew me, you would know that I actually wouldn't choose the bear. I choose men over and over again, even though the data says that the bear actually might be safer, statistically speaking here. But let's just reel it back for a second. Can we stop just assuming and being mean to people on the internet? I look at this kind of comment and many comments like it, and I have empathy. I look at this and I say, wow, women have really treated some of these men so poorly that they just hate women and that they have given up. So maybe don't leave mean comments like this to me, somebody who doesn't hate men. Let's break the cycle. Let's just be a little kinder, maybe.
Alan, I gotta be on HBO.
Thought you guys were choosing the bear though.
Bitches shaking ass with their hand out. My bitches shaking ass with their hand out. My bitches shaking ass with their hand out. Getting money, I ain't ran out. My bitch shaking ass with their hand out. How do we beef and you a stand out?
The guy I went on a Hinge date with followed one of my friends, and she sent a screenshot of him following and asking if he was following her. So I texted him to then say, why are you following my hot friends? Why are you doing that? He doesn't tell me why. He just sends back a picture of him on a boat and says, come join. And if that doesn't describe men, then I don't know what does.
Duck Sauce 101 commented, so after you joined him on the boat, what happened?
He gonna come in the room and start yelling, talking about why is my phone locked for a month and 2 days. I don't even know. Like, then he gonna say, but I left it in the room with you though. I left it in the room with you, and now I can't get into my phone. I gotta go with Apple. I gotta go to Apple. I like apples too. I don't know. Maybe. Did you download Red Note? Because if you downloaded Red Note, then like, yeah, because my phone did that too.
When a man has no money, no car, no crib, broke, no ambition, society labels him as a bum. And rightfully so. It's pathetic. But you're telling me that when a woman has no job, no money, broke, no crib, no car, no ambition, I'm supposed to treat her like a princess? You're out of your mind.
Ladies, have y'all ever had to wait 2 or 3 business days for some? Like, your man tired, he done had a long day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'll let you get 2 or 3 days off. But we have to be doing this every day, every other day. And my partner knows that. So, if he claims he tired, you know what I do? I wait. And I let him get a couple hours of sleep. And I would get up around 4 or 5, right before I go to work. And I would go down there and fit some loose screws. As soon as I get him real good, I'm hopping on for a ride. I'm hopping on that roller coaster and I'm riding that because it's mine. And when I need my stuff, I need it. Like, don't sit here and make me wait 2 or 3 business days for something that's mine. Like, I'm not waiting. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to attack you. That's it.
I'm going to just say this. If that woman is not tricking on you, she is not your woman. She is not your woman. You are not the man for her, because let me tell you, honey, when a woman likes you, she is going to spend that money on you. Do you hear me? I don't care. If that woman is with you, she's going to spend that money on. Because best believe, baby, once I start liking you, I'm Trick Daddy. Hey, you said you want what? You said you like what? You seen what? You want that? Okay. It'll be there Thursday.
You need to heal. Go find yourself. Love yourself. Go buy yourself flowers. Go take yourself on a date. Girl, I'm trying to find the nearest, what the biggest dick.
And this is what a lot of men are going through. This nonsense right here, where they have to fight tooth and nail just to see their child. One guy in the comments, Bill Baker, said, it should be 50-50. When they come over my house, I pay the bills. When they go over your house, you pay the bills. But then that would ruin the lifestyle that a lot of single mothers, or excuse me, what they label themselves as single mothers, that would ruin their lifestyle, and they wouldn't be able to spend the money that does not belong to them. It actually belongs to the kids.
The momentum is growing. Let's not let Pennsylvania stand in its way. Let me conclude with this, Madam Speaker. This issue, again, is very personal. My own children suffered because of an unjust court ruling. A judge, in a matter of mere minutes, decided they would only be allowed to see me, their father, every other weekend. That was the day that I resolved to run for this office to fix the broken and corrupt family court system. We have all seen the shirts that say, "World's Greatest Dad." I really thought I was one of them. I changed diapers, I read books to my kids, I rocked them to sleep. I was a great parent for each and every one of my kids. I coached Odyssey of the Mind, I coached baseball, football, soccer, basketball. I was a band parent. I would not have changed one thing that I did as a parent. Took them to kindergarten on their first day and took them to college on their first day. I never missed a single event of my kids. You name it, I did it. Unbelievably, after the court decided that I was a below average parent, the same court swore me in as a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA, to care for other people's kids. More unbelievable than that, they then allowed me to adopt or become legal guardian for 2 other kids. So they're saying, Mr. Flick, you're a lousy dad, but we really need your help raising kids in our community. Unbelievable. The reality is stark. Family court is a money-making machine. In my case, after 2 years of fighting for equal custody and wearing the court down to the point where they had almost no choice whatsoever but to award me 50-50, I finally had my day in court. along with the 17 witnesses I had with me to validate that I was a decent father. Even that was not enough. My attorney informed me the judge was going to rule against me unless I agreed to the following statement, and this is the court order, nothing short of blackmail. The parties agree that father shall continue to pay child support to mother as though she has more overnights than the father. I'm going to read that again. The parties agree that father shall continue to pay child support to the mother as though she has more overnights than the father. In the event the father seeks a modification support order or based on having equal overnights, the parties agree that father shall no longer have his Thursday overnights, thereby providing the mother with a majority of overnights. Signed, Judge Eric Linhart. Unbelievable. Madam Speaker, again, this is nothing short of blackmail. We can do better. We must do better for our children and give them equal access to both parents. I ask my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to support Amendment A0045. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You know what I've been thinking about for the last 24 hours? It's the fact that there are no little micro shorts for the girls with a license to carry, if you know what I'm saying. I have been watching Alex Earl's TikToks for her friend Sally's 24-hour party, and they're all in the cutest little tiny micro shorts, and I'm like, I want to do that too. And a few months ago, I ordered myself some little white ruffle shorts, the really tiny little white shorts, and they have the ruffles on them. I ordered them from Fashion Nova. The model was carrying as well. And I ordered my size, and I look at the size chart and I order my size, and I get them, and my whole ass is out. I can't wear those in public. I would get fined. I can't show up in public like that. It's inappropriate. And I'm just wondering, genuinely, where can I find some shorts that will fit the wagon?
You know what I've noticed is that a lot of these modern women just love to hype themselves up. They will do it when nobody else does. Nobody else.
Okay, so I've been dogged by men, I've been disrespected by men, I've even had a man whose family threatened to kill me, but this is the experience that's going to make me swear off men forever. So I met this guy on Hinge a few days ago, right? He's 6'3", he's hot as super funny, 6'3". And so, we exchange numbers, we're texting back and forth, we're totally vibing, we're joking around, and he's kind of asking me what I'm looking for, and I'm like, oh, probably just casually dating, I'm casually dating a few people, I just got out of a really, really long relationship. And then, he's like, okay, cool, I'm more so looking for monogamy, but we can kind of, hang out, cross that bridge when we get to it. And, he's joking, would you ever theoretically stop seeing other dudes? Would you clear out your option? I'm like, maybe, I don't know, who knows? It's possible. But I'm like, for the right dude, maybe, I don't know. So we kind of start talking about other stuff. I'm telling him oh, I went to Pilates today. He's like, oh, cool. And then he starts saying some sexual shit. Ooh, Pilates, the positions I could put you in, whatever. And he starts saying more stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. But I'm, low-key not bothered about that because I'm a whore anyway. And so, we're joking back and forth. And, I'm like, oh, yeah, I could clear off my roster for you. And then he's like, blah, blah, whatever. But then he's like, on the real though, I really don't know. This is the girl having multiple men. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of low-key disrespectful. One, who said I was going to have sex with you? Two, I'm kind of feeling a little bit judged right now. So I text him back and I'm like, hey, I really don't think we should hang out. I think that was disrespectful. And that should have been a red flag to me, right? I should have been just capped it there, right? But I go to bed, it's late at night, and I wake up in the morning to back text from him being oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean that, I feel she comes across weird over text, I'm not judging you at all, I would love to meet you for coffee, please give me another chance. And I'm like, okay, maybe you just got a weird sense of humor, I kind of do too, so I take it with a grain of salt, and I'm like, okay, whatever, we can meet, but you're coming to my side of town. And so he's like, okay, and so we meet up at a coffee shop, right, we get coffee, and we're just kind of, walking around and vibing, but it's not super flirty, we're having a good conversation, but he's not really touchy, he's not really super flirty, and eventually we're okay, we just walk to my place, because I live nearby, and I was like, okay, we can hang out, just sit on my couch and talk for a while. So he comes over, we're alone on my couch together, he's still not really touching me, still not making a movement that way, and that's totally fine, that's whatever. Then he's like, I really like you, and I'm like, do you? I feel you don't like me at all, you haven't been super flirty with me, honestly, you've just kind of been roasting with me, I actually can't tell at all how you feel about me. And he's like, oh no, I really like you, I, love your personality, you're so funny, I think you're so beautiful, he's complimenting my hair, my outfit, all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet, okay, maybe I'm just kind of reading him wrong. And so he's like, whatever, and so we keep talking, and he kind of keeps insinuating stuff, but then he's also I don't kiss on the first date, he doesn't try to make a move on me, he doesn't touch me in any way. Anyway, after 20 minutes, he goes to leave, and I'm like, okay, I give him a hug, he's like, I had fun with you, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little confused, but I give him a hug back, I'm like, whatever, don't think anything of it. Then he texts me 20 minutes later and is like, I made it home safe, and I'm like, oh, glad you made it home safe, thank you again so much for coffee, it was so fun. And then he texts me, he's like, can I come back over, I got long for you. And I'm like, bro, what? So I say boy, go to sleep. I think he's joking around, right? And then he's like, wish we did something. I want to blow your back out. And I'm like, how do we go from you don't want to kiss me on the first date, you don't casually, to you want to blow my back out? And I'm like, not kissing on the first date to texting me this isn't saying work. And he texted me a few more times and stuff like that. But again, I'm like thinking like, oh, he's joking, whatever. And so at this point, I'm like, I genuinely like ask him, I'm like, is this just like your sense of humor? Are you joking right now? And he's like, no, I'm serious 100%. Like, I got 8-inch for you. At this point, I'm like, I can't figure you out. Good luck with all that. I'm out. Like, I'm out. And then I shoot not. He has texted me 15 times in the span of 20 minutes. Like, are we not gonna think what's going on? I've ignored all his texts. My mind is genuinely bummed. Like, I cannot even begin to figure this man out, to comprehend him. So yeah, if you're a man, please explain what the f is going on to me, because I don't understand.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like he was trying to be respectful to you, but you really wanted to push the envelope. And so when you did that, you probably got him going a little bit. So when he went home, that's probably what he was thinking about, right? And so you have to be careful with the way that you put yourself out there. I don't know if this is a good look for you, but whatever.
What be on the minds of these hoes when I tell you what ain't on their mind? Longevity. They ain't thinking about a future with you, so they want to know what can you do for them right now today. And what's so sad, a lot of them don't even believe a man wants a future with them. A lot of them don't even believe a man can be faithful. A lot of them believe a man only wants what's between their legs. So if you pay me, take me on a trip, get my hair done, get my nails done, what are you doing for me right now today? Because I don't believe I got a future with you. I don't believe in taking it easy on your pockets, because what does that do for me in the future? Yeah, me taking it easy on your pockets could probably help you in the long run, but I don't believe in the long run with you. So what can you do for me right now? A lot of women don't even believe men can be faithful, so if you pay me, what am I going to get for the heartache I feel like is going to come in the future? What am I getting right now? Because all that waiting and, oh my gosh, and he has a future and his potential, no. Because she don't believe in the future with you. She do not believe that you are there for a future with her. She believes you are there for the now. So if you pay me. Am I wrong? Like, I mean, that's how I see it. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I really feel like some women do not believe in a future with a lot of men. Like, they don't believe in it, but you want to be in her face. So, no, boo. Bills, boo. Nails. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing for me right now? Because she don't believe in the future with you.
You will now have 45 minutes to complete your math section. You will be done at 9:45.
I was getting slurped the up like a peach, and his mama walked in. Tell me why. He forgot that she was supposed to be stopping by, dropping some off to him, and she has a key, which, yes ma'am. I was literally full out open. She saw me from top to bottom. You want to talk about embarrassing? That was embarrassing. I got dressed so fast, and you know what the f he did? This man dead ass looked at me and said, oh, you're not going nowhere. I'm not done drinking that juice. I don't think there's no coming back from that. Like, this was wild. And the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, this is my ex. When we were together, he was never like this. But after we broke up, I started taking these probiotics, where not only it clears anything up that may be going on down there, but it also makes the punani smell and taste. Yes, the moment that we rekindled and he got a taste of that, he was like, what the f are you doing different? When we were together, it was never like that. And I'm not going to tell him what the f I'm taking. It's not his business. It was at that moment that I knew that these were the
Gross.
My dog Storm and I want to talk to you guys about why men tend to go for younger women after breaking up with somebody maybe their age or even a little bit older. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. This has happened to me. I see it happen all the time. A man who is not ready to grow, who is not ready to hold himself accountable, who is not ready to look himself in the mirror and say, oh, there's some habits and some behaviors, some patterns that I maybe need to change. He will go from a woman who challenges him and who holds him accountable to a woman who is easy and relaxed and maybe doesn't do those things. And a lot of times, this is a generalization, but a lot of times it will be the younger women who have not found their voice, their boundaries, or their ability to like assert their needs, who those men will go for, because that woman will just placate him. She'll just you know, kind of like people please and do whatever he wants because she doesn't know any better yet, or she hasn't built her own self-worth yet, but she will eventually. And so oftentimes what you see is the guy will go from somebody their age to somebody younger, and then maybe even stay with them for a long time, but then that younger woman grows up too, and she finds her boundaries and her voice, and eventually she starts to hold him accountable. And then he goes to a younger woman, or they break up, or something happens. I see it all the time. He's not going to a younger woman because she's better than you, or because you're not worthy, or anything like that. He's going to a younger woman because he couldn't step up to the plate of what it would take to be with you. And that is a compliment. You want a man who's going to be able to do the work and who's going to be able to step up. You don't want a man who needs something easier.
At first, I wasn't going to say anything about it because I felt a different way. But then I started reading comments and I was like, yeah, we're on the same type of time. Dudes in the comments saying, you know, it's really not that hard to understand. A lot of men just want compliance, which is what we talk about a lot, support. You guys didn't want to do that. So I'm going to find somebody that's on my type of time. If you don't like it, then just say that. If you hate me dating somebody that's younger than you, then just say that. But there are plenty of successful relationships where the woman is younger than you. Get over yourself.
I stand by what I said. If you're a man and your money's not right, the last thing in your mind should be dating. You're lacking something. But I will say this. If you're already dating somebody and your money's funny, she's not your honey. Real woman multiply. That's in the Bible.
The problem is not building with a man. The problem is building a man. If you're going to build something with someone, make sure that they have the mental capacity and discipline that it takes to build something out of nothing. The emotional intelligence that it takes, a vision and a plan, not hopes and dreams.
A few moments later.
One of my last videos has a brokies triggered and telling on themselves. Sis, let's read some of my favorite comments. There's very little you can do that will bother me. George, best video to watch on TikTok, ... with the volume down. Jason, I'll buy you anything you want, but let's start with a new voice. Juancito, date multiple women and do your best to budget each. Financially responsible king. Miss, if you're hungry, just say it. This one had me dying because I was actually hungry when I made this video, and I'm the epitome of a Snickers commercial. And then Alan said, so if I have enough money, I can have multiple women? I was gonna say yes, but then I went into your profile. No. Your voice makes me want to cheat. Hard eyes. Was one of my favorites. It's always the ones with the mosquito bites. Upcoming spring 2025.
You know what people don't talk about when they are leaving a relationship or they have a relationship that ended? The physical touch in the relationship that's just immediately cut off. Like the kissing when you leave the house, when you come in the house, the cuddling, you know, the hugs, the walking past and getting your booty smacked, or him walking past and grabbing him. Like, people don't talk about that. That is crazy. You know, I didn't realize how much I was affected by physical touch. Like, I love it. I love it. No, women out here on this internet talking about they love being single and they don't want a man. I do. I do. I like love. I like to be loved. I like to be held. I like it. I like love. It's important. And I want it. And I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
I'm not even trying to be petty, yeah, but I know a bit too old to be in these type of videos.
How old are you?
I'm 19. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
20.
He is 20.
You're 20?
I'm just so manly for my damn age.
Why do you look like an uncle?
Same reason you put the auntie wig on your head, you were bored.
Anyway.
Rate him from 1 to 10.
Kwasiasem.
Wow. I don't even know what that means. Wait, translate for the people who don't know.
Basically idiot.
I'm actually very intelligent.
Just, I don't even know what to say about you. Like, just, I respect women, but what you did over there, anyway.
I'll do it again too.
If you even got the chance. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure you're always on the street corner. I'll get the chance.
Getting a man is the hard part, ladies. So keeping him is easy, and I'm gonna tell you the secret that no one's telling you, how to keep the good man once you find him. Okay, easy, just simple. Okay, ready? Feed him. Now, when I say feed him, I don't mean stupid microwave meals or anything. No, I'm gonna put a little extra effort in. Pasta. Simple, easy to do. His favorite takeout? Okay, not always, but I like it, appreciate it. Just try a little bit. Feed him, and then you just gotta play with him. It's like having a very large dog, okay? You feed, and then you play. Now, you can play in 2 different ways. Mario Kart, and then snobby knob job. If you do these 3 simple things, engage with him in a fun activity, engage with him in a sensual activity, and feed him, you will keep him forever. He will never run away. He will stay. This is the recipe you need. You can do it. I believe in you.
I could not be a man, because imagine a girl come to you like, I'm pregnant, and you don't want the baby, and she be like, I'm keeping it. No shade. I would be so... Like, men don't really have a choice. Like, what if you like, what? I would hate to be a man. Like, I would hate to be a man. Like, I don't want that baby, but she's talking about, I'm gonna keep it. Like, what? Like, this is my body, I'm gonna keep it. Like, I understand though. Like, I understand women who say that, you know, but I would not like to be a man. It's like, damn, like, and then you told her you didn't want the baby, and then when you don't take care of it, she blasted you on social media like, I told you I ain't want it in the first place. You feel me? Like,
But if a man were to do it, then it's a travesty.
Girlie, forget are we dating the same guy? Just download T. Look, you can type in the name of your boyfriend. This guy popped up. Look, he has 16 red flags and 42 comments about him from other women. Get T. That is all you need to know.
Well, it's not gonna matter. All y'all going for the same man anyway. That's why you got so many comments on that picture right now. So this little app that you got going on ain't gonna change a thing.
Listen, never listen to it when it comes to finances. They have the craziest mindsets when it comes to money. Actually believe that who spend the most make the most. And that's not the case. The who spend the most have the most access to the money. The who can retain and keep the most has the most money. Listen to me for a second. With a who's paying $2,000 to $3,000. Let's just say it for the sake of the video, $2,000 a month for a rental car, right? And she'll overlook a who's paying $200 for his car note, right? But in her mind, he's able to afford $2,000 a month, so she thinks that he's the with more money. When the whole time the who has the $200 car note is the who's saving $1,800 a month. He's the who's going to have more money at the end of the year. Never listen to it when it comes to finances, gang. They literally think, like you hear it all the time, don't care about having $100K saved and put in his closet. She only cares if he's willing to spend that $100K that he has sitting in his closet. Think about that, gang. They only think with money is the who's spending it, not the who's retaining it and then that's actually putting that up. Never listen to these hoes when it comes to money.
We both got our own cars, and you telling me you gonna meet me at the gas station just to pump and pay for my gas? I would.
Has anyone noticed how when men get into fights or arguments, even physical fights, they could forgive each other like within the next hour? Women, we tend to hold on to grudges a lot longer. If we get into a fight, it could be days, weeks, months, years where we forgive or forget or whatever. And it's rooted in science. Women have a larger hippocampus area where we store a lot more memories, which means we store a lot more details. I think because we remember so many more details than guys, it's harder for us to just brush things off because we're like, that moment, that like bit by bit by bit by bit. So it's a scientific thing. It's not our fault, guys. We can't help but hold on to grudges longer than men. Reading on this, I thought it was like some emotional thing. But it's not an emotional thing. It's just how our brains work. So guys, just remember, we ladies remember a lot more than you do. So we can't help but hold on to grudges. We remember too much. You guys don't. You just be like, whatever. You know? What do you guys think?
If you had a son with this man, the guy that you're dating, if you had a son with him and he turned out just like him, would you be proud?
Yep. We're going to reverse that. Now, question for all the ladies. Would you let your son date you? You know, knowing your past, knowing your history, everything you've done, would you let your son date you? Yeah.
When was the last time somebody told you, I'm proud of you? Just simply, I'm proud of you. You're doing a good job. Keep going.
Hey, bestie, I know you needed to hear some good news, so here it is. Yolanda Saldivar's parole got denied! Pew, 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 pew! Beady, beady, bum, bum on that!
Yeah, I don't think she fully understood. When she did that, her life was over.
You want to hear some juicy gossip from a small town that you've never heard of? Of course you do. So let's get into it. So there's this couple, high school sweethearts, if you will. Been together since high school. They get married right out of high school, like 6 months out of high school. And I mean, from the outside looking in, picture perfect. He's got a wonderful job. She's super cute. And she's got a really good job too. And life is going great. Well, she gets like this little gut feeling, you know that gut feeling, that something just isn't right. She just can't put her finger on it. But around that same time, guess what? She finds out that she's pregnant. So she just kind of puts it just to the side, doesn't really say much about it. Life goes on. Well, 3 weeks after the baby is born, she's up feeding the baby at like 2, 3 in the morning, right? And his phone is lighting up. And she's like, oh, what the crap? Why is your phone going off at like 3 in the morning? So she goes over there and grabs it and goes through it. He had been having a full-blown affair on her the whole entire time she was pregnant. Remind you, she just had this baby. This baby ain't even like 3 weeks old at this point. So she wakes him up and he grabs the phone and says, you're dreaming, you're hallucinating because you're so tired. There's nothing on my phone. Turns the phone around. The audacity. Turns the phone around and says, I don't see anything. So she grabs the phone back and he had deleted everything. And she was like, I'm not stupid. Like, I know what I saw. Who is the girl? Who is this girl? And he starts crying. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I was just really confused. Blah, blah, blah. It will never happen again. Guess what? The person, the girl that it was her like first cousin's ex-girlfriend who had like come to the baby shower, was come to see the baby after it was born, had, come to the house and like hung out with the baby and everything. Can you believe that?
It's funny because he said hallucinating. That man dogged this woman out, Doc.
So apparently I'm in the mood tonight to talk, so here I am again. But my friend sent me this video on, this girl talking about men having podcasts and how they are essentially. So like men used to go and fight wars for us and they get their limbs blown off for us and now they just want to sit around in a circle and talk, like spit on them kind of thing, right? And I understand that there are men out there who have really poor character who also have podcasts, right? I just want to I would like to invite you to have some curiosity and just think about this from some other perspectives here. So going back to like back in the day when it was like man's job to work, man's job to fight the wars and the women stayed home because, of the inequality in that space, right? So I want you to look at it from both aspects. On one aspect, men didn't have the right to stay home. If men weren't going and working and busting their ass, then they weren't considered a man, right? And then women, on the other hand, if they had a job that was not feminine, they needed to be home with the kids. So both were stuck in a box either way. So now we've expanded because amazing growth, expansion, yay. Women can work, women can enlist in the army and whatever. Men can stay home. Men can stay home with the kids. Men can have a podcast and sit around and talk with other men and talk, like our little tea parties that we used to have where we just sit there and gossip about Susie Sue down the street, like it's going both ways. And now that it's gone both ways because we wanted this to happen, we wanted this equality, we are now looking towards men and saying, but we didn't want
you to change, but we want you to be emotionally available. We want you to be the masculine alpha male who provides and goes to work and fights our wars and, you know, does all this stuff. But we don't want you to have PTSD from getting your arms full enough. We want you to be emotionally available. We want you to be able to have these intellectual conversations with us, because otherwise there's nothing there. And we model them to like past generations, which I'm not saying these men were bad men by any means. I'm just saying like the men previously, like our fathers, our grandfathers, our great grandfathers, typically, stereotypically, haven't had a lot of emotional, like a high EQ, because, you know, they would be able to put like, they bought the house, they worked, they did all these things, but they weren't sitting here working on their emotional intelligence and learning how to express their feelings, because that was unmasculine. And so there hasn't been this example set for men for however many generations. And so now that we have equality, we're like, okay, men, we want you to do all the things you did before, but then be emotionally available. But we don't want you to do the things that might provide you connection with other men. Because, and I still hear a lot of women saying men shouldn't cry, which I don't understand why that's a thing, because that's part of regulating your nervous system. And so anyway, I just wanted to bring this open for conversation, because if we, based on the nervous system, because I really love talking about that, we have this literal thing built into our brainstem for confirmation bias, where we start filtering out the things that we don't really need to have in our conscious mind, because there's just too much information coming at us all the time. So we choose to focus on the things that are deemed important, the things that are good for our survival. So women have a very valid reason for thinking that men suck, right? Like, I mean, I grew up fundamentalist Mormon, SA, like all sorts of, right? And so you know, it has been important for my brain to look at men and see men as a threat because they have harmed me in the past. Very valid nervous system response. Now also, I can reprogram this. I can reprogram this response to see, you know, what if there are men out there who are safe? What if there were certain men who treated me very, very poorly, and then men out there that would treat me really, really well? So I've been following accounts like men who host retreats for men to help them regulate their nervous system and release trauma and whatever, so that they can become more emotionally available. Things like that, because, and these men, they're also making a lot of money. They're following their heart's passion by hosting retreats for other men, or, you know, what have you. So I think it's just really important to understand that we can continue to keep up this pattern of, I want men to fit in this box, but they're not allowed to swing too far to the other side. You know, like, do you see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to talk about it. I just think that I think we need to understand that when equality happens, it gets to happen both ways. And it doesn't mean that there aren't like a lot of men out there. I completely understand. And it doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of women out there, because I've heard horror stories from men too. And if we want to reprogram this, we have to tell this part of our brain, or start creating safe experiences where it's actually possible to see that there are possibly men out there who are good for us. And so we can reprogram this and find safe ways to find that. And so by choosing the kind of content we consume, that's one way. By choosing to have a conversation, could there possibly be one man on the planet who isn't an absolute possibly, if you're willing to open up your mind to it. But if you're going to continue saying that like all men are and consume a lot of content about men are like, that is literally all you're going to see. And then you're going to continue to stay miserable and not have that wonderful relationship you could end up having. So I bring this up because I genuinely care about women, and I genuinely care about men, and I genuinely care about equality, and both sides being able to work and follow their dreams and follow their passions and express themselves emotionally and have regulated nervous systems and live a full life in harmony with each other. So if this is you, like, follow content like this and reconsider the content that is on people, instead of possibly producing other perspectives that we could look at.
I guess what stuck out to me most was when she talked about her issue with SA, how she had gone through that, and the struggle to try to get back to, hey, not all men are like this. This is the thing that men have been saying. You guys continue to lump us in with every other dude that you have been with. I've never done that. I've never even thought about doing that. You ask all my exes, maybe I haven't been the best, but they'll tell you they always felt safe. I always took them out. I always, to the best of my ability, try to do what I could for them. Like I said, I have areas and room to improve, but you guys are choosing the bear, and I haven't even done anything to you. All I do is try to open doors for you guys, try to be chivalrous, try to be generous whenever I can. I try to love my mama, love my sisters, love my nieces, anybody around me. That's all I'm trying to do. And you guys keep on demonizing me. So I think it's important to have conversations like this. And I think it's important, and I appreciate you for sitting down and explaining fully in detail how I think men and modern women need to sort of reprogram themselves in their mind to say, hey, and it's not all of them like that, right? You've got to start changing your mind, fixing your mind to say, I'm going to start gravitating towards the people that do this. And naturally, those men that were a problem to you, you don't even notice them. You don't even see them. Because I really don't hang. Man, it's been a while since I saw a guy like that. And you just laugh about it and move on. Because you move in different circles now. So you don't really see those type of dudes. And to boil it down, that's what men have been saying. Stop messing with those stuff. Well, how do I know? You know it by getting smarter. You know it by hanging out and watching men that do the right thing. And then when a man does the wrong thing, how do I know? He's calling out the behavior as wrong, not right. Get away from him. Don't do that. But a lot of y'all, a lot of modern women, maybe I don't say they don't want a toxic relationship, but they just, oh man, it's just too good. Like, oh man, I know I shouldn't be eating this many Oreos, but it's just too good. I know I shouldn't be drinking all this soda, but it's just too good. Y'all will never balance. Hey, maybe I'll drink a little soda, but I need to be drinking water, a lot of water. Maybe I'll eat a couple cookies here and there, but I need to be eating really healthy. I need to be cleaning my body out. A lot of modern women won't take that approach when it's dating men, when it's trying to find a man. They'll say, man, it just feels so good. They'll be out here building a business, and they'll do all of the things to discipline themselves to build a business. But when it comes to finding a man, all discipline, all intuition, all intelligence flies out the window. And now it's the man's fault because, oh, the man is supposed to lead. No, man, get your mind right and you'll find a good man.